Hello and welcome to Mocha Girl's Pit Stop TV, where women of color refuel on motivation and ignite their lives. I'm your host, Terri Lomax, and today we have a very special guest. She is super talented, absolutely beautiful, and you may have seen her online. She has the viral Africa on my back dress that you've probably seen on social media. Welcome, Shameitria.
Hello.
How are you, lady?
I am amazing. I'm tired, but it's a blessing. It's a good tired.
Yes, you are so busy. I go on your social media and I see you have back orders for days. So I
Yes.
won't take too much of your time, but can you just tell me a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? What's your background?
I'm originally from a small town in Kentucky called Elizabethtown. I was raised by my grandmother, who kind of like gave me my crafty side, because she was the type, like, if she couldn't buy it, she would make it. So that's where I get the whole creative, crafty side, because I'm like a big thrifter and I look at stuff and I'm like, I think I can make that. I don't think I want to go and buy that. So I get that all from her.
That is so awesome. And can you talk a little bit about, Shameitria, why you are a Mocha Girl on a mission? And basically, that's a woman who has overcome adversity and she lives dynamically in the face of that adversity. And I know you have quite a journey, so just tell us why you are a Mocha Girl on a mission.
I'm a Mocha Girl on a mission because I know a lot of young, African Americans, especially people from my town, they look up to me, and they need to see something different because a lot of people back in my town are into sports and stuff like that. And, I want to show girls that there's other things that you can do. And it doesn't matter where you came from or, you know what I'm saying, that you can do it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where your background, if you grew up poor or whatever, that, nothing should be able to stop you, So I've been on this mission. I have a daughter, and I have to, set the path for her so that she'll be a Mocha Girl on a journey too, on a mission as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. The girl, let's talk about this Africa on my back dress. My husband actually saw it, and he was like, oh, I want to get you this. This is so cool. And I was like, oh, that's dope. So where did you even come up with the concept? It's so beautiful when you see it on. I saw you modeling it on the site. Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with the African fabrics, I see a lot of people using it as a trend, you know what I mean? And I just don't like to be trendy. I like to do stuff for a meaning, that has meaning. And so I look at these beautiful fabrics that I absolutely love, and I'm like, it just popped up in my head. I would like to pay homage to the country that, provides us, or continent that provides us with these beautiful fabrics. So why not have it on my back? And the funny thing about it is seeing everybody else's perception of it. Everybody has their own meaning, which is amazing. It makes it into instead of a cute dress, it's a conversation piece, so it just came into my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put Africa on my back. And then, so it was pretty nuts.
Now, what did you expect the reaction that you got from the community and from the Black community in general? Because that went, it's still going viral now. And I know you have crazy orders. Did you expect that? What were you?
No. The funny part about it is that I made the dress last year in June. I made it in June. I posted it because I'm in various sewing groups on Facebook. And I posted it just like I post anything else, whatever. And so in January, I decided to make a longer version. And I posted it just like it was nothing. And then my phone was it just started going off. I was like, what is this or whatever? And so somebody had sent me an inbox, and the girl, I know her first name was Ashley, and she was the person who originally shared it. She is the main reason for my dress going viral. A lot of people shared it after that, but when you look at all the shares, her name is the one who actually shared it initially. And it was my Facebook, my Instagram, all of my pages was completely crazy.
So crazy. So you created this dress in June of last year, and then
June of last year
in January, and Ashley just kind of shared it. Did she have a big audience? Do you know how?
No, she shared it. She shared it in a big group. I can't remember which group it was, but it had to have over 100,000 followers, and you know how it goes. You know, one person shares and they share it from her, but every time I would see it, I would see her name. She was the main person, so it was her and another lady named Nina Sheree, who was also a designer, who shared it. And I went straight. I tried to find everybody who shared my picture, and then I got to the point where I couldn't find them because it was just overwhelming. But I was trying to thank everybody, you know, who shared it. But yeah, it just spread like wildfire. I mean, it was in like, you know, Australia and Europe. I was like, really, y'all love my dress that much?
Right?
So
that is so amazing how social media can just, you know, one day you can go to sleep and wake up the next morning, and like you said, you look at your phone and your post went viral. So did you get, I'm sure you got a lot of inbox inquiries and things about,
yeah.
you know, what does it take, all that?
Yes, it was, no lie, I gained over 3,000 new followers on Instagram for one. And that really, like, I gained those 3,000 followers in 2 days. Yeah. So I couldn't even keep up with the comments because I'm so used to saying, thank you, thank you. And then I'm like, I didn't even know you had commented on my picture. So it was like, my Instagram, I had hundreds. Let me tell you, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails because I hadn't even planned on selling it at that time. I was just, you know, showing a beautiful piece. I didn't even post it for sale. So they almost forced me into, you know, go ahead and offer it because everybody loved it so much. So
that is so incredible. I can't even imagine just experiencing that, especially because you didn't set out to do that. You were just like, hey, let me just show this beautiful piece that I made as a designer, and then it just catches like wildfire. Have you had like any interesting interactions that kind of come to mind, like someone who was either, you know, a big celebrity or like, you know, they wanted to order like 10 dresses, anything that just really, really spoke to you?
I've had a lot of boutiques. A lot of boutiques want me to put my dresses in the store. Well, I'm not at that point because, you know, it's only me. I do all my emails. I do all my sewing. I do all the design. It's just me. No assistant, just me. So I can't keep up with all of these boutiques that want to order like multiple, you know, pieces. So that's been my biggest thing because I would love to see my dresses everywhere. But right now, you know, I can only do so much being like one person. But yeah, I've had people want like different countries, different continents, different states, you know, on the back. You know, it's like a whole big trend.
That's a good idea, girl. Okay. So my next question, which is, what is a day in the life of fashion designer Shameitria? Like, what is a typical? I know there's no typical day, but what does a day look like for you? An average day?
Well, first I'm a mother because I have 3 kids, and one of which is he's 4 and he's autistic. So when I wake up in the morning, he is like my first thing that I have to do, and feeding him and getting him ready. I can't do anything. He controls my life basically. You know, I can't do anything until he's done what he's done. But I typically wake up, I feed my son, and I go straight into my sewing room. I am in there and ideas are all in my head the whole time. I don't sketch. So all of my designs, I just do them. Like as soon as I come up with an idea, I go and do it. Like if I'm thinking about it, I have to go and sew like immediately. But most of the time, my average day, I had to set hours because of the Africa dress. So I do from 9 to 5, but I'm sewing all, cutting and doing patterns all day long.
And then I know you said you had a daughter. What about your other 2 children? Are they younger or are they older?
Yeah. My daughter is 13 and my other son is 14. So yeah, I have 2 teens and then a 4-year-old. Yeah.
Okay, so we got to talk about balance. How, like, do you have a support system? How do you balance your life because you're a businesswoman,
Yeah.
3 children, 2 teenagers and a 4-year-old. That's a lot. How do you balance your life? Yeah.
I mean, you have to make time for those people that you love. So being the good part of owning your own business is if I want to stop right now, I can stop and take a break. You know what I mean? If I want to do something with my kids, I can stop because I'm my own boss. I don't have to answer to like anybody but myself. So, you know, sometimes like during these times, it's my busiest times and I have to put them aside because I have to get this done, and they completely understand that mommy has work to do. This is how we eat. So you have to I have to put them to the side just for a little bit. You know what I mean? But for the most part, like I said, this is my baby. Therefore, if I want to, you know, go take a vacation tomorrow, I can. You know, I inform my clients. You know, when I do that. But if I want to take a break, I can take a break. You know, so I always make time for my babies.
That is so amazing. And would you, when did you actually start working for yourself full time? Because I know a lot of women that are in my community, they have a full-time job, they do the 9 to 5, they have their side hustle on the side, and their goal is to do that full-time. So when was the moment for you?
Okay, I started with making hair bows in 2011. I was pregnant with my third son, and I was like, well, if I have a girl, at least I'll have, a lot of hair bows. Well, they didn't sell that well. They did. I think I maybe sold like 2 or 3, and then I started doing tutus and tennis shoes, which I was pretty dope at. I loved doing it because it was really creative. I never made the same thing twice, and people loved it, but I wasn't charging enough, so I was losing so much money. And I started joining Facebook groups, sewing groups, because I wanted to get back into, I wanted to design adult stuff. So back in 2014, I joined this group called Needles and Fashion. And this young lady by the name of Carissa Myers, she is so dope at making maxi skirts. I saw this denim skirt, and I was like, I want to do this. This is what I want to make. So in 2014, I decided, okay, I am about to try this out again, because I had originally purchased a sewing machine back in 2001. But I did not know how to thread it. Therefore, I sold it because there was no YouTube or Facebook to help you out, back then. So 13 years later, I got my new sewing machine, and I kept it in a box for a month because I was still afraid to use it. Took it out, and here I am today, like almost a year and 8 months later, sewing full-time. This is my full-time job.
So in 2013, you were working full-time and doing your sewing, and then
no, I've done everything from home. Like everything I've done, I've been working from home since 2011. But the adult clothing has made it to where I can work full-time, like full-time, and not have to worry about anything, because women love clothes. They love clothes.
For you, that is so exciting it's so inspiring to hear stories like this. And what would you say, what do you think is like one of the biggest challenges or setbacks that you faced along this journey? Because I know as a businesswoman to another businesswoman, it's not easy. So what were the biggest challenges you had to face?
The toughest part is keeping up with the volume, and for this, I did my first pre-order in February, and I bit off a little bit too much, that I could chew. So it's pacing myself. I really honestly need to find an investor that can help me with mass manufacturing, but I want to keep it within the United States, and I want the quality of my garments to stay the way they are. I don't want to make it cheap, you know what I mean? So that's one of my biggest things, is keeping up with the volume and the demand, because I have an email just for the Africa dress. That's how big this dress is. Yeah. So I have an email for the Africa dress, and then I have, for my regular orders, so it's just trying to keep up, because my clients are really, really patient, and I think they are patient because this is a very unique dress that they've never seen before. So they're a lot more understanding of my situation. But that's just my biggest setback, is if I can make 100 dresses a day, I totally would, do it, but I can't.
I can only imagine. And wow. So you working by yourself, making the dresses, how many dresses do you think you can make in one day? If you did your 9 to 5 routine, how many dresses could you crank out?
The dresses alone, they take about almost 8 hours to make. Like, yeah, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of math. The majority of the work, the skirts doesn't take as long, but with the back of the dress, it's a really, really specific measurements, and there's a lot of taking it off my mannequin, putting it back on, resizing it, making sure it fits. I have to adjust my mannequin to my client size. It's a full day of working, on one dress. So that's why it takes a while. So yeah.
What keeps you motivated? Because I know for myself, like I have a vision, and sometimes I get impatient. It's like, if it takes me one day to get something done, I'm just like, oh, I need, like, what is your motivation? What keeps you going?
I think after my dress going viral, and I got so many followers from Instagram and Facebook, people are watching me. You know what I mean? People are always watching me, and I get so many compliments all the time, like telling me, how talented I am, and they're the ones who push me to keep doing it. Because I have my days where I'm like, I'm really tired of Africa, but then I'm like, you know what? No, this is a blessing, and I need to he's not going to give me more than I can bear. So I need to take this blessing and continue on doing what I'm doing. And my kids, they motivate me to, keep pushing. But it's easier when it's something that you love. I love designing. I love sewing. So, I'm my own motivation too. You know what I mean? Like, I sometimes have to talk to myself and say, you got this, you can do it. You can do it. Keep pushing. And you're going to be big one day. I have to keep saying that.
Well, I believe it. That's right. And what do you do? So you have your 8-hour day typically, right? What do you do while you're sewing? Do you watch TV? Do you listen to music? Like, what's your thing? What gets you in the
music? I have to have my Pandora on. I have my stations. I have my Beyonce. I have to have her playing every once in a while. Then I have my R&B. But music, if I don't have my music, I cannot work without my music. That is like essential. No TV, but my music is on from the time I start until the time I finish.
I understand that. And do you have to like get massages or get like chiropractic work done often because you're always using your hands?
No, what I do, I have to take breaks. Yesterday I worked like 3 hours past what I was supposed to. So my shoulders was really, burning and stuff. But for the most part, I try to take like between 15 to 20-minute breaks. Sometimes I take an hour. It just depends on how my body feels. Because my hands don't have any issues. It's my, my neck because you're, when you're bending down, look, at the sewing machine. But I bought me a table to help with, cutting, because I was cutting on the floor. Like in the beginning, I was cutting on the floor, so I upgraded to a table.
Oh my goodness! Yes. And at this point, are you looking for any team members, like anyone to help, or an apprentice, or anything like that, to kind of help you with your workload?
Yeah, I have a couple people who have inboxed me, wanting to intern, that are looking to help. I'm getting there because I'm really like picky when it comes to my business and who I choose to bring, because I do this from my home. So, this is my private space. So, and I guess you could say I'm a little bit of a control freak when it comes to because I know how I want things done, and I don't want to come off as, being a what. So I have to work my way up to actually, they have to be strong in order to work, for me. But yes, I'm definitely going to need a team. I have another friend of mine who actually has her own vodka line. She's awesome, single mother, has her own vodka line. Like,
so vodka. Like,
yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
GMO free, gluten free. She is, her name is Steph, and her vodka is called Bougie. And she is also a Mocha Girl on a mission. So you definitely need to look her up. But she is who I go to. Like, she's my go-to because she knows about this way more than I do when it comes about the business. And so she's helping me out. She's giving me those connections that I need, so that I can succeed. Because, if we all work together, like, I don't understand, like, people understand if we work together instead of working against each other, because everybody's always in competition, but you don't realize if you work together, you'll be able to do more. You know what I mean? So
exactly. That is so, I feel like a lot of women need to know that, and so that's why I'm glad that we have this platform so that we can let them know, like, let's team up together, let's do this so we can make a bigger impact and do more, like you said. Absolutely. That's so true. So I have to ask you, Shameitria, what advice do you have for another businesswoman who wants to share her dream with the world? What advice do you have for her? Because I know it can be nerve-wracking in the beginning when you're
First, you have to have patience. That's the biggest thing. Like I said, I don't follow trends. What I do is I see what's trending and I do the opposite, because that's what's going to get people to notice you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to do what everybody else is doing. So follow your heart, you know what I'm saying? But you have to be hungry. If you are not ready to put everything that you have into that, then you don't need to be doing it. If it's not something that you love, you don't need to be doing it. You have to know that it's going to cost money. Because it's not free to do this.
Say that again, girl. Say that again.
Yeah, it's going to cost money. You probably won't even make money in your first, year or so, because you're putting all your money into your business. So you just got to keep pushing. You have to want it. You have to want it bad enough. And I want this. I plan on trying out for Project Runway next year. So like that's one of my bucket list type things. So I'm just, it's when it's your season. If you know it's your season, you have to go for it. You have to go for it. And while I have people watching, I have a bigger platform because I have, all these followers. So now it's just like, I have to, I have no other choice but to go up from here. So
That's right. I believe it, girl. That is so exciting. And I have to ask you, it looks like our video, I don't know what just happened, but I think I lost you. Okay, I think I got you back. So I have to ask you, what's next for your brand without giving too many secrets away? Like, what's next for you? What visions do you have? I know you said Project Runway maybe next year.
yeah, well, I am launching my plus size line next month, and my menswear in July. I will have like drop clutch joggers for men. And my first fashion show is going to be in October, which I am like really, really, really excited about. So yeah, I have those things coming up. I'm really excited. I've had a lot of it was hard for me in the beginning, because I had a lot of plus size women, want to get the dress made, and I don't like to turn anybody down.
Mhm.
So because people don't understand when it comes to design, I have to learn. I'm self-taught, I did not go to nobody's school to learn how to do this. I am completely self-taught. So it takes a while to learn different body types, and how, so I told him, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make something for my curvy girls. And so June, next month, I will be dropping my curvy line. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see my
So
girls.
exciting. That's super exciting. A plus size line. I know the women are
Yes.
so excited for that. That is
Yes.
so cool.
Because I tell them I want to make something for everybody. You know what I mean? And because I had my moment after I had my son, and I'm like, I can completely relate to trying to find things that that don't fit you the right way. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't want to be that just one dimensional designer. I want to be able to design for all women, because all women deserve to feel sexy and classy. So
That's right. And you know what, Shameitria? I can't see you, but girl, I can hear you. So we'll keep
okay.
the show going because the show got to go on, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I guess my last question for you would be, where can people find you on social media so they can follow you and get some nice, wear, some Africa my back dress, and all that good stuff?
My Instagram, of course, is at Craft Diva 1999. My other Instagram is at JAE underscore NOEL. My Facebook page, you can look me up at J Noel the Craft Diva. But yeah, those are all my social media pages. And my email is listed in my bio for orders and stuff, because I do not currently have a website, which having a website also deals with a lot of volume. So right now, I just deal with all my clients on a one-on-one basis. That way. So,
Awesome. That's so exciting. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
well, thank you. You're awesome. I'm so like the fact that you're doing this is like I feel so honored like that you want to do something like that with me. Like this is such a blessing. So God bless you for actually reaching out to me.
Of course, girl, this is just the beginning. You are gonna
Yes.
you're gonna go places. This is just the beginning. So one day when you make it big, I'll be able to say, "Oh, Shameitria, remember I
Yes.
interviewed you?" So
The first person to interview me. You have that honor.
sure, I sure can. I'll use that too, girl. Thank you so much. It was so nice chatting with you. I'll chat
Thank
with you
you.
offline once the recording's over.
Okay.
All right, see ya.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found at least one nugget or one takeaway from today's interview. If you're looking for a positive community where women inspire women, feel free to subscribe to the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog. You can visit mochagirlspitstop.com, or you can click the links below to subscribe to our blog. You'll receive free resources along with our weekly inspirational newsletter, and I really hope to see you in our community. Thanks so much.